Have you ever noticed that the person you speak to most in your life is yourself? From the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep, there is a voice in your head commenting on everything: what you should have done, what you shouldn't have said, what could go wrong, what others might think. And for many of us, that voice isn't particularly kind. It tells us we are not ready, not capable enough, not good enough. And after hearing that voice for years, we slowly stop trusting ourselves. But here's something I have been thinking about lately. What if that voice isn't entirely yours? What if it's a collection of old recordings from people you have met along the way? A teacher who doubted you, a parent who was afraid for you, a friend who judged you, a moment of failure that you could never fully let go of. And over time, those voices become so familiar that you started calling them your own. Welcome to Notes on Being Human. I am Snegha, just a human, learning, healing, and sharing what I understand along the way. We often think that self trust comes after success, after we achieve something, after we prove ourselves, after we finally get it right. But that creates a problem because if you need success before you trust yourself, how do you create that success in the first place? The truth is, most success stories begin long before success arrives. They begin with someone taking a step without any guarantee that things will work out. That's self trust, not certainty, not confidence, trust. And maybe that's where the inner critic becomes important because the inner critic doesn't just criticize, it shapes how we see ourselves. Think about the difference. A coach says, "You made a mistake, let's learn from it." The inner critic says, "You made a mistake, you are the mistake." One helps you grow, the other makes you afraid to even try. And when every mistake becomes an evidence that you're not enough, you start doubting every decision you make. You look for more opinions, more reassurance, more signs. Not because you're incapable, but because you have stopped believing in your own voice. So, how do we rebuild self trust? Not through positive thinking, not by pretending everything is okay, and not by repeating things we don't actually believe. Self trust is built the same way trust is built in any relationship, through consistency. Imagine a friend who always showed up when they said they would, who made mistakes but took responsibility for them, who didn't disappear the moment things became difficult. You would trust that person, and the same is true for yourself. Every time you keep up a small promise, every time you try again after a setback, every time you stay with yourself instead of abandoning yourself, you create evidence, and evidence becomes trust. So the next time that critical voice shows up, pause and ask yourself, whose voice is this? Is it actually yours? Or is it an old story you have been carrying for years? And then ask, what would I say to someone I care about in a situation like this? And not because you need to become positive, but because you deserve to be fair. Maybe self trust isn't built in the moments when everything goes right. Maybe it's built in the moments when things go wrong and you discover that you can still stay with yourself. Not perfectly, not every time, but consistently. And maybe that's enough because learning to trust yourself isn't about becoming fearless. It is about knowing that whatever happens, you won't abandon yourself. And I'll see you in the next one.